Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Chicagoland Baseball Chronicles. You know the business. If you woke up this morning, you are winning. My name is Bo Rab. This is my co-host, Brother Bill Haley. What's up, Bill?
Hey, what's going on, Bo? Good to see you again, bro. Just really
Yeah,
excited about this one. Last week we spoke with Brandon Williams, Coach Smoke, who's the current coach at Simeon Wolverines, and he predicted last week that his team would be in the mix for the city championship. And this week we're gonna find out a little bit where that tradition came from.
absolutely. Yeah, we got a good one. We got a brother from Leo High School.
Mm,
Went to Southern in
right?
Baton Rouge. Left
Mm-hmm.
there, went to Saint Xavier, where they played in the national finals a couple of times. Uh, Played with the famous Steel City Pirates, also
Mm-hmm.
with the Askew Pirates and the Red Sox, uh, which was coached by Sean Lively's dad, the West
Mm.
Side, the Afro Leagues. Let's bring him on, brother Kenny Smith. What's up, Kenny?
Coach
What's up?
Smith, how's it
Well,
going, bro?
what's up, guys?
Good to see you. Good to see you. We're gonna dig into this history. We're gonna find out where did this Simeon tradition of excellence and pride and winning championships come from.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
a lot of that stuff when Franklin first got there, I
Mm-hmm.
I, I gotta put the hat on because I was there day one, and that was in
Mm-hmm.
1981 when he came, and he in he inherited a team. Well, the coach that we had a very good team, a very good team, but we were coached by um let's say he was a tyrant.
Mm.
He was a tyrant. Everybody know who he is, but I'm not gonna say it on the format. But they fired him, and we that previous year in 1980, we had a pitching staff. We had Roderick Fuller. We had Andre Jones. Both of those cats were all city. We still had John Hurt, who was all city. We had an all city back catcher. Had myself, who was playing shortstop. Um, we were pretty loaded. We had Lonzel Banks, also
Mm.
from that team, and
Center field, right?
yeah, he was in left. He was in
Yeah.
left. He was
Okay.
in left. Yep. And Franklin was the Frostoff coach,
Mm-hmm.
and he knew that he had a good team, but he had something going on. I think that Kenny was a part. He was part of the Berkeley Angels. Weren't you a part of that, Kenny?
Uh-huh. Yep. Berkeley
So
Angel.
now that next year in the summertime, I saw Kenny, and I was playing in the semi-pro leagues. Yeah, I was in high school playing the semi-pro leagues, and we played against a team from the West Side who was coached by Sean Lively's dad, Bill, the Red
Mm-hmm.
Sox. Kenny was their shortstop. And he
Okay.
looked at me and asked me how old I was, and I told him, asked me what high school I went to. I said, I'm at Lindblom, but I'm going to Simeon. He said, no, I was at Simeon. He said, well, my little brother's coming to Simeon. I said, what position he play? He said, shortstop. I said, oh, he gonna have to wait because I'm the shortstop over there. Lord knows. Soon
Come to find out. Come to
school
find out.
school starts. That was the year of the team that you guys had, the 1980 team, senior team that came after us, that went
Mhm.
to the World Series, right, Bill?
Jackie Robinson West team.
Yeah, half of those guys went to Finger, and the other half came with us. And Lord knows, there's Kenny Smith again. Talk about that, Kenny. Take us on that ride, man.
Well, first time I met Coach Franklin, he was recruiting my brother, my little brother, Spunk. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Spunk was in grammar school. And Franklin had saw him play. And I was shocked when he came over to the house. He said, I want him to come to sit me. I'm like, who are you? He said, I'm Leroy Franklin. And we talked and everything, and Spunk decided to go there. And he said, we're trying to build a program here. We're trying to build a powerhouse, and we want him to be a part of it. So I said, okay. And he came, and the rest is history. His
That
first year,
particular,
he
yeah,
played
talk
short
about that first year, because
yeah,
I was on
he
shortstop.
was on short. They moved you to second, and Spunk
Right.
played shortstop, right? And y'all kicked it off really well. Y'all was pretty good too. Y'all was turning double plays, and man, y'all was playing some good ball. I'll never forget that. As a
We turned
freshman, he really turned some heads.
1981. It's
80,
1981.
It was
81.
81. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was 81.
we were undefeated all the way to maybe about mid mid. well, the end of April, and me and Spunk were turning triple plays. But it was one particular moment I remember, and Kenny will remember it. It was when we faced off against Finger, because
Mm-hmm.
Finger had the other
Yeah,
half of the 1980 World Series team. The guys that went to Gary at the senior level on Major League Field. This ain't no little league shit. So I made a point. I told Franklin, I said, you gotta throw Twain. And I don't know who they threw, but whoever they threw, we beat the hell out of them. Over 50 scouts there wasn't Kenny.
yeah, that was a historic game there at Triple Play.
And oh,
So
wait,
this game is at West Chatham. This first game is at West Chatham.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all
we
y'all
tur-
played him at Fernwood too, didn't you play him at Fernwood?
yeah, we
Wasn't that
smoked
their
them.
home team?
We smoked
Yeah,
them there too. But this game was a no hitter that got ended. Bill, I'm surprised you weren't there. Your pops and everybody was out there. We
yeah,
ended the game in a triple play. They started cheating
Mm-hmm.
and got the bases loaded. I told Twain throw it down the pipe. They hit one to Spunk, and me and Spunk did what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
turned three triple plays that year. We turned it to
Mm-hmm.
a double play in White Sox Park, and we were double play machine, bro.
Bill. When they turned to Triple Play, the whole park got quiet because everybody knew what was going on, man. You know,
Wondering what are we seeing? What are we seeing here?
what are we looking at here? Remember that over
Yeah,
there?
yes. Hey, moving along. That next year, um, I was gone, and you guys went back to White Sox Park again, and to the championship, and lost to Clemente. But you had a team. I mean, that team was pretty good. You had Brian on shortstop. Spunk now moves from second shortstop to second.
Yeah,
Um, you
I made
still
him
have
move.
pitching staff.
I made Spunk move to catcher at the end of that year.
At the
Remember, I
end of
made him
that
catcher
year,
at the end of that year because he started out catching as a junior. I made him move. He didn't like it either. I made him move from. He went from short to second in behind the plate
right?
at the end of that year. Yeah,
Now, if I'm correct, that year, Finger also went to White Sox Park with you
right,
guys, right?
exactly. Yeah,
So,
uh-huh.
so now the South section, that particular section, is becoming a powerhouse section. Period. Like Lane Texas division was, like Curry and Kennedy's division was. So now we got two or three contenders. You got Julian, you got Finger, Simeon, and
Yeah,
Morgan Park, or was
yeah,
it
yeah.
Harlan? Or was it Harlan at the time?
Not
Harlan
yet.
had
Not
not
yet.
Well,
yet.
not
No,
yet. No, I won't
not
holler
yet.
yet.
Okay.
You got Coach Lyons at Finger, and you got
Right,
Coach Franklin at Simeon.
right.
Okay. So
Yeah,
now this next year after that, you get West Chamberlain and
yeah,
company, Reggie Brock. Now this the big year. Tell us about that year when everything just boiled over.
Now we're talking about 82 now, 1982.
Now we
82.
talking eight. We
We'll
talking
talk
80,
83. 83, we won.
83,
83,
83,
we won a championship in 83.
83. So we got 2 years. The first 2 years, my year, and then that previous year we lost to Clemente 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we sure
Mm.
did. Yeah,
So
we couldn't
now
get
we
past.
got these cats one more year. And I remember it because I was coming home from Kentucky State right before they got there. And I was walking, and the bus for Simeon pulled up, and they picked me up on the bus on the damn ride. I threw batting practice, didn't I, Kenny?
Yeah.
Tell us about that season, though. How did you know, or did you know? Well, I'm quite sure you knew because that was routine going back to White Sox
Yeah.
Park. But with that particular team, because now
Yep.
you got those guys that were your draft picks. I mean, not the draft picks, the 1980 team. These are your kids, Bill.
Yeah. The 83 team was the best hitting team I was a part of that I ever
Mm.
seen in high school. From 1 through 9, they was hitting. That's West Spunk, man. They was hitting the ball, man.
Who
Mm.
did you have? Name some of these guys.
West Chamberlain, Spunk, my brother Terrence Smith, Gerald Ingram, Reggie
Mm.
Brock, Fouts. Man, it was just we had a whip, man. They were hitting the ball. Pitcher was
Sherrod,
okay. Yeah,
Sherrod Howard.
Sherrod Howard too. Uh, Matter of fact, he's the first one he went out of White Sox Park. Remember?
Did
Yeah.
Sherrod did?
Yeah.
Yes, he's your right
So
field.
Right
Sherrod is the
field.
catcher for this team. Sherrod is the catcher.
Sherrod played first base.
He was
Oh,
on first. He was on first base. I don't
He was
even
on first
remember.
base.
I don't remember who the catcher of that team was. I don't. Spunk was.
Yeah, Spunk. Yeah, Spunk
Spunk
called.
was
Yeah,
catching. Yeah,
yeah.
Spunk was catching.
That's the second year. We went. That's when West hit one out of White Sox Park in the upper deck in batting practice. Remember that?
Man.
Wow.
Well, he hit it off me. I should know. I was throwing bat practice. He hit about 6 home runs before the game, Bill.
Really?
Yeah,
About 6. I threw batting practice. Yes.
Set the tone in batting practice. The tone was already set.
The last one went to the upper decks.
Yo did. Bill, you saw those scouts, man. They was moving around. They was opening books and looking at each other.
Seven in the morning.
Yeah. What happened was we had got there too early. We had the times mixed up. And when we got to the park, we was practically on one there, the scouts in the stands. And I asked the guy, could we take some batting practice? He's like, nah, y'all can't get on the field till the game starts. So I guess somebody said something to him, maybe scouts or something. They wanted to see Wes and them hit. And that's how it all started. Yeah, that's how it started.
So they wasn't even supposed to be on the field, Coach.
We weren't supposed to be on the field. We were just sitting there waiting to play the game. We got on the field. And the rest is
on the show.
Yeah, he put on the show, man.
Yeah.
With that particular team, after winning the city championship, that was the first one in Simeon's history of any sport.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Because that was the beginning of the Triple Crown. For people that don't know, it wasn't all in the same season. It was like a split season, but the same year.
Right.
But what happened downstate? How did that go? How far did you guys go?
We did okay. I think we won the first game, but we kind of ran out of pitching. And we played pretty decent, but now when you go that far, you gotta have some pitching.
Yes.
And we fell short with that, but we played pretty good though. We played well. Yeah.
I remember Gerald Ingram made this outstanding dive and catch out there in the outfield.
You remember that? Yeah, you got a good memory. Yeah.
I remember everything, bro. I remember everything. So
that
Gerald
was down
Ingram,
there.
We used to call him Lucan. He had bright eyes and everything.
Yeah, right.
He never said too much, but every time I seen him on the field, he always made an impact on the game, and it was always a positive impact. He knew the game. I mean, just couldn't really never get a word out of him, but he still had that leadership about him.
You're right, Bill. That's perfectly
he always made a positive impact on the game. Yeah, and he's a really good guy too.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He always have been. I got some. Go ahead, Borat.
No, go ahead. I'll go.
You go.
I just got some stories, man.
You go.
We want to hear them, man. Give us one. Give us a story.
You gonna give you a story?
Yes.
Well, we played at Wrigley Field that next year.
This is the next. This 84.
We lost the city championship to Scherz. We just ran out of pitching. But Wes and Spunk, at Wrigley Field where they got the vines out there and they got the 10 doors.
Yeah,
they hit line drives off the doors back to back. I couldn't believe it.
Really,
it was like a movie, man. I mean, it was like bombs, boom. I'm like, whoa! You saw the people in the stands; they couldn't believe it.
So you out here coaching first base? You just watching? You coaching first?
Yeah, I turned to a spectator. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I know they was over there almost killing Coach Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Did he ever get hit?
Not Franklin. Frank was a showman too. He was a showman. He liked that spotlight and he liked all that. But he was a showman.
How was it coaching with Coach Franklin?
Yeah,
all them years, man. You got. I mean, damn, Kenny, you was around. You was around 6 championships, brother.
Wow.
You was around 6 of them.
When I first came, I came straight out of college, and my coaching thing, Bill, was like, I would teach the fundamentals and cutoff plays and drills to run the base and all. I'm instilling all that stuff that I learned from college.
Right.
And Franklin showed me it's more to it than that. He had a knack of knowing talent, how to deal with personalities,
deal with these kids.
Yeah, these kids, Bill, and the parents. He know how to deal with the parents, the school. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot more to it than this. And Franklin could look at players and he know if he could play or not. I was a little more lenient, I give him a chance more. Frankly, I can't play. Yeah. So and I learned a lot from him, man.
How was it like when you guys did you have control of the infield and he had to pitch?
After a while, he just gave me control of it, all that, the infield. All he just let me do my thing. It wasn't we wasn't fighting amongst each other. Whatever it took for us to be better and win, he let us do that. Because I remember, I went from first to third, and
Yeah, that's why I asked you that. I remember that.
I got a little wild. He
That's
got a
why
little
I
mad at
asked.
me. Bill had him stealing. I
Yeah,
had,
we moving. Mm-hmm.
I had him swinging on 3-0. Frank was going crazy over there. Smitty, what you doing? But they were. I had to calm down a little bit because I got a little excited though. But those cats were good, man.
Yeah.
Right. You've had some flame throwing pitchers in your days. I mean, you got a Rolodex throughout those years because I can just go from championship to championship to championship. Name some of the straight flamethrowers you had of just pitchers
Oh yeah.
throughout your tenure
You
that you
probably know
saw.
more of them than me, but right, I know, Lionel Morris, lefty. We had lefty. We had Dukes.
Johnny Dukes. Johnny Dukes.
Johnny Dukes was a monster, man.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Johnny, throw this out outside. He hit the spot, bam, bam. He was a great pitcher. And Johnny Dukes.
Who was the hardest thrower?
Ooh, both of them threw hard. Johnny Dukes, but Twain threw hard.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah,
Black
Twain threw
Jesus.
lightly.
Black Jesus.
Twain was probably the hardest thrower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Trouble. You had
Trouble,
all of those cats got drafted too, didn't they?
Yeah, but they I think they were the college drafted out of college.
Okay.
Right. So Lionel Morrison went down to Southern, right? Did you ever talk to him about Southern, or did you have?
I talked to him a little bit. Yeah, I talked to him about Southern. Yeah, he did go down to Southern. He did pretty well. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Throughout that tenure, what was like your top rivalries? All them, how did that start? Like rivalry schools,
Clemente was one of our rivalries then. Lane Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Finger was a powerhouse for some years. Matter of fact, some of our players transferred over to Finger. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Finger.
Bland transferred.
Sam Bland. I hated that, man.
What about Fuller? Did Fuller go to Simeon or did he transfer? Fuller was there.
Yeah, Fuller was there too. Yeah,
was he ever at Simeon though?
Yeah, he was. He started out there, but he left.
And he transferred.
He transferred. They had a whip over that Finger, man.
Stevie Johnson. I remember Stevie Johnson.
Yes, Stevie Johnson. Yep.
Yeah, him and Philando Crawford.
Yeah, they beat us one year too.
82. The year after we left, because I teased them to this day about that. I said, "No, we no hit y'all and turn a triple play." And he said, "Oh, we got our leg back the next year. We beat Twain."
Yeah, they did. They got us that year.
Yeah. Coach Kenny. So you over there? Coach Franklin's letting you do your thing. You got the kids coming in. It's a lot of things that are really going well for you guys during this stretch. But what are some of the challenges that you guys face as a coaching staff over there? Even though you're winning, the kids are coming in. What were some of the challenges that you faced?
Bill, when they were sophomores, maybe juniors, they were more coachable. And as they after a junior year and going to the senior year, they got a little cocky. Because they would get newspaper clippings,
Scouts coming in, college coaches.
Scouts all over the place, Bill. We had college coaches in, and going into their senior year, they was hard to manage sometimes. Even though they was good players, we had a hard time managing them. They thought they could miss practice and different things, come late. Franklin stopped that. He had to put it. But they being kids, they start reading their clippings, and everybody praising them, and scouts coming. I remember an incident. I ain't gonna name a name, but scouts had came to see the team play, and they was looking for certain players, and they showed up late. So I'm like, when they came, scouts was looking for them. So I say, Frankie, put him in the game. Put the guys in the game. Frank said, "No, they ain't playing today." I'm like, what? My first reaction was, "Put him in. It's gonna scouts here." Frank said, "No, they ain't playing. Scouts will see him later." I said, "Whoa!" I learned a lot right then too.
Did they play? They didn't. The kids did not play.
Franklin didn't play that. Franklin didn't play that.
No,
Franklin didn't play that.
I learned a lot from that. That because I would have put him in.
So maybe the message from Coach Franklin is nobody's bigger than the program. The program,
right, Bill. Nobody's bigger than the program. That was it. And it was harder, Bill, because going to the senior year, it was really hard to deal with them. All the publicity, they weren't used to it though, but it calmed down after a while. That was probably the hardest thing.
Times have changed quite a bit. I don't even think the newspapers even cover high school baseball. Maybe the championship game, but not out at conference games. I remember the teams used to be ranked in the newspaper. I think that's more of a situation on what's going on with the newspapers, but I remember all the time picking up the papers and reading the scores, reading the game recaps and things like that. But it's really interesting, Coach. Very interesting.
We had the Sun Times in every game. They were
Yes.
both there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Clyde Travis.
Matt Travis,
Clyde
he
Travis.
like a part of our team.
Clyde Travis always.
Photographers there.
I
Yes.
hope you watching Clyde because we going on
Yeah.
Facebook Live. So Clyde, he normally watches the show. Shout out to Clyde Travis.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
another thing, Kenny, just coaching with all these guys, you had some real prominent players. So now you had the great West Chamberlain. Wait a minute, that year, Bill, it's only been done a couple of times. I remember CVS did it, but
Okay.
Simeon did it 2 or 3 times. He brought it to my attention. In '83, y'all had 3 guys.
We had 3
Three
players to get drafted in Major League
Really?
Draft.
Who are those guys? Who
in the
are
same year.
Chamberlain, my brothers Spunk and Gerald Ingram.
Okay. Okay.
They went in the Major League Draft, and I was like, man, I was so proud of them dudes. And we did it twice.
Then you did again with who?
Sean Livesey, Craig Hawkins was a rabbit, second base, shortstop, second base, and Angelo. He pitched and played outfield. Yep. And man, yeah, that was an accomplishment, man.
That's good. I'm gonna put you on the spot just because you said Sean's name. Now,
Here we go.
You had them boys, Ham and Rabbit. I'm Bo Rab, and he took my name, but it's all good. The 2 draft picks.
Man, he been rabbit since he was 10 years old, man. He didn't take your name. He been rabbit forever.
I've been rabbit since 1962. 63. All right, but check it out. Now, I saw them myself. Them boys were amazing. But he said, we were the best double play combination. Now, you had another one down there with Cletus. Cletus and I forgot who his second baseman was.
Yeah.
But none of them was turning triple plays. Me and Spunk was turning triple plays. That we turned double play in White Sox pod. I want to hear what you got to say.
Put me on the spot now.
I'll put you on the spot. I'm wearing my hat too.
Y'all was probably the best at turn double plays and triple plays. But Sean and them was right behind you. They could go Bo Rab. Sean and
they was quick. They was quick.
Yeah, they was good. They was very good. And both of them were switch hitters.
Yeah. Now see, I ain't gonna go into the hitting part because they stopped that. I bet it's 600.
Okay, don't go to the hitting part.
My stats are all over the book, and we know what what Spunk did. But Spunk was the draft pick, Sean. So I was the draft pick. So he say, well, we was both draft picks, so we was the best. That don't mean shit to me. But anyway, I just had to get that. Kenny, thank you. I put you on the spot. You answered it.
Okay.
You heard that, Sean. Go ahead, Bill. Shoot, Bill.
Kenny, so kind of establish how the foundation got set, how you kind of contribute. Coach Franklin allowed you to contribute, put your imprint on the team and things like that. What are some of the situations? How do you remain connected to the game now? Umpire? Do you go out to games? Do you watch games? What's your connection now to the game that you love so much?
I've been umpiring for 20-some years.
So you're right there.
I'm right there.
Still on the field with a different view.
Right, Bill. And I see so much.
Okay.
Especially when we're having that plate. You see the pitching, the hitters and everything. I saw a lot. Yep.
It's a question that people wanted me to ask you too, because you're so involved with the game and you were there from the beginning of the 80s until some of the 90s. How was baseball then and now in a comparison? And evidently it did fall off. When did you start seeing the parity falling off? Elaborate on that for us.
Probably toward the early 90s, I think. The teams in the 80s, they were more competitive. You had more good teams. It was a plethora of teams that could really compete. And then it starts falling off a little bit. You would have a couple of teams here playing in the division, a couple of teams there. That's why they combined a lot of those good teams.
Right.
Back when we was playing, we was playing by division. We had all these teams. We had 3 or 4 teams that probably win the section and going to the city. That was playing in one division. We had Finger, us, and Morgan Park, and so
I remember South Shore used to have a good team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
South Shore did have a good team at one time.
Then
But
you had Phillips and all those schools
yeah,
on the low end.
one
They
thing,
were good.
some of those teams, Bill, they would have like a good year, like 1 or 2 good
Yeah,
years.
they pop up. Mm-hmm.
They'd pop up and they would have a whip. Like
Mm-hmm.
we got beat by Shurs in the city championship.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't that good, but that year
Right.
they whooped us pretty good, but that's how it was. But we was always in contention.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right,
Simeon
right.
was always it was just about whether we can win the city or not. We was
Mm-hmm.
always going for the city championship.
That was the goal every year.
Yeah, that
The
was the
goal.
goal every
Get to
year.
Wrigley, get to Comiskey, and
Right.
bring it home.
Yep, that's all we thought about. We thought it'd be a
Right.
failure if we even get to the playoffs and lost.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's how we was thinking back then.
Right.
And
Along these rides, also, like I said, you've had a total. Well, this is just during your period. There were 27 draft picks, Kenny, and you
Wow.
had 3 lottery picks. How did you deal? Well, you had 2 lottery picks.
yeah,
West wasn't a lottery pick. How did you deal with those lottery picks? Starting with Jeff Jackson, I know that was
All world.
different,
All
dude.
world.
I know that was different.
Jeff just got better and better. He just improved from his junior year to senior. He just improved so much, man. Because he had all the tools. He could run. He had good size. He could throw and everything, and he just got better. He kept getting better and better. And his senior year, every time the scouts came out, Bill, he would hit a bomb. I mean, yeah, he would. He would do something spectacular every time the scouts came out.
Mm-hmm.
They would come out, and I never forget this. I got to tell y'all this story. We were playing in West Challenge. I can remember we were playing. And there's about 20 scouts out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was having an outstanding year. And Jeff, he's hit the major league pop-ups. He had pop up the right field. I was at first. And Bill, by the time the guy caught the ball, Jeff was round and standing on second.
Mm.
And them scouts, they start folding their books up and they start leaving.
Wow.
You've seen enough.
They said, we've seen enough.
Mm-hmm.
And the time, I'm like, why they leaving?
They seen enough.
They seen enough. That meant a lot to them to see him hustling like that because he didn't have to do that.
You're
He was
right.
already hitting home runs. He was a star.
So you're describing a routine out. This is
a
an out.
routine out, Bill. Routine out. And I saw the expression on the scout's face.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, whoa, they folded their books and left. They said, that's all we need to see. And I asked him, he said, we don't need to see nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
He that year he went, he was a number 4 player picked in the country for
Philadelphia Phillies, right?
Yes, sir. And Frank Thomas went 5th behind him from the White Sox.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He was the 4th player pick.
He was the 4th player pick. He was picked in some newspapers Gatorade Player of the Year.
Yeah, right. He was one of our previous guests, but it's just setting in on me. He was the 4th player picked.
He was 4th player. Yeah, he was. He had an outstanding year. Yeah, outstanding. I think just came on to him fast. He was young, went down there, and 17 years old. Man, it's a lot. There's a lot to, you know how it is, Bill.
Yeah, he told us his story, Bill. He told us, and I was upset after reading this book and listening to him directly. I was as upset at Major League Baseball too.
Yeah,
but
Sean Lilly. If I forget Sean Lilly, Sean was just all around good, man. He switch hit from power both sides. He could run. He could feel. He had range.
He had the arm. He had that
arm.
He had a gun, a bazooka.
He had an arm, but he was quick with it too.
Yeah.
Some guys like that. Like you just had a cannon. Mm-hmm. He could get it and get rid of it with something on it. Mm-hmm. He was an outstanding player.
Did he know that you played for his dad?
Yeah.
He knew.
He knew. He knew. He used to say he better than me.
Sean played varsity as a freshman, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure did, Bill. He played varsity freshman. Yep.
Told you, I remember everything, bro.
You sure? You got a good memory, Bill. I said, wow, that's cool, man.
Did Parker let him play with you, Bill, or he took control of that himself?
So we always knew about Sean. I mean, we always knew about him. We always knew about his dad. But I think his dad had a plan for him. He had a vision for him, and it clearly paid off.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, he was an excellent player, man. He was a really good player. I just love watching him play. Yeah.
Who was the last?
15. I think he did play when he was 15. I think he did play when he was 15.
Yeah, I thought I remembered him playing with you guys.
15, but his dad, he already had him on the path.
Yeah, he did.
The table was set for Sean. He hard-working kid, very hard-working kid.
Yeah, he was. He was
very serious about baseball. Hard work.
Right. Yeah.
He talked about a game when you guys went out to
Mm.
Thornwood.
Thornwood. Thornwood.
Oh, we
And
played.
Cliff Floyd.
I played
Cliff
against Cliff
Floyd
Floyd.
them.
Yeah, I
Talk
remember that.
about that game. You remember it?
I remember a little bit of it. Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
old like that? You don't remember that stuff?
But I think well, we didn't beat him. Though. I don't think we beat him. Cliff really didn't do a whole lot.
No.
Nah, he really didn't do that in that game. But his presence was
Yeah.
man.
6'3", lefties,
Yeah, Bill,
muscle
man.
man.
I think I told him pitch around him. Don't throw nothing good.
He ain't gonna have to
Hopefully,
prove nothing today.
yeah, he ain't proving nothing. Then hopefully he chase
um,
something.
you
I
guys
would
won
love to know
city.
how did that game get set up. That because
Yeah.
both I would love to know the story behind that. Did they call Coach Franklin and Coach Frank? Just behind it. It was like a made for TV game.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of people in the middle doing stuff, and they
Yeah, I
want
imagine the
to
media might have set that
right
up.
the media, Bill. That's the media start. Then Franklin talked to them, and then it materialized. But the
Made it
media had a
happen.
lot to do with that. Yeah, that was a big game. It was
Oh
cameras
my
everywhere.
goodness.
Yeah, that's how that got started.
Hmm. That's cool, man. That year also, y'all won the city championship.
Yes.
Yes, right. We sure did.
That's Wrigley Field.
Right,
Right
Wrigley
now,
Field, Bill. Wrigley Field.
now, when y'all won with that team, because y'all were loaded, that was loaded.
Yeah, we
What did you
loaded.
guys? What did you guys do down at the state?
You know what? That year we didn't do too much. It was one of because the kids went into it. Because matter of fact, that was a year that the prom was going on,
Mm.
and they wanted some. Oh, that was a mess, man. And so the parents wanted the kids to stay and go to the prom, and it turned into a mess, man. They wasn't focused when we got out there, and we got beaten, came back home. That didn't turn out well.
But I remember for a long time, and not just in baseball, but in basketball, in the city playoffs, even with the prep bowl. For us in the city championship was so big. Just to win the city championship,
Right,
sometimes
Always big.
going
Yeah.
downstate. I mean, those not our rivals. I don't know anything
Right,
about
Bill.
Christie. I'm Clemente, Lane Tech.
Right,
I remember the
exactly.
city championship being such a big deal.
It was a big right.
Even in
That was-
football,
that-
I remember sometimes the teams
Right.
in football was like, okay, y'all got this, but I'm trying to get to the prep ball. Let's get back down here to Soldier Field and take care of these Catholic League teams.
That's
But
because we had so much parity in the overall city game back then, Bill. Even in basketball, we were talking about it in the barbershop. Bo Ellis was talking about, even with basketball, the Christmas tournament. The Mayor Daly Christmas tournament
Oh, my
was
goodness.
just as big as
Yeah.
Proviso
Oh, my
or
goodness.
anything, because we had a straight path to the state. So all of the public powerhouses would play in that tournament, then go elsewhere. Then you did the same thing with the high school playoff formats in baseball and football. Everybody was involved, and like I
Yeah.
said, you had Washington, the white neighborhoods. They had their
We
team:
did.
Curie, Kelly, Bogan, Hubbard, which
Mhm.
had won a state championship when me and you.
Kennedy.
Yeah, but Hubbard
Kennedy.
was the last school, Bill, to win a state championship. This is when Kenny was playing.
That was
Yep.
that was in the 70s, man.
76.
Yes.
Yeah.
77.
Well, I got in high school in 77, so I'm 77 to 81. So
Yeah.
it was like 77 when we were at Lindblom. I went to Lindblom before coming to Simeon. That conference was a power conference. You had Hubbard, Curie, Kennedy, Bogan,
Kelly.
and Kelly and Lindblom and Gage Park. But Gage Park and Kelly weren't too good. Lindblom was good for a long time. Then they fell off and they came back. Right now, to date, Lindblom is one of the top teams, Bill.
I know.
They play good ball.
They've been good for a while because right before COVID, I umpired one of the games.
You're an umpire, right?
Yeah, they were good then. Yeah, they was building the program then. There's a good team over there.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball right now, Kenny, because you're a umpire. Where's the strength at? Is the Catholic League? Is the Catholic League?
It's Catholic League now. Yes, it's the Catholic League. It's some of the south suburbs, but it's the Catholic League that got all that power back now.
Catholic League basically
they fell off for a while.
Yeah.
They fell off for a while, but now they got some powerhouse in the Catholic League now.
So Catholic League baseball is pretty good still.
It's good.
Suburbs has fallen off like the public league. It's only certain places.
It has. It's fallen off. Yeah, just a little bit. You have your power team. I want to bring. I want to mention this though. You remember Franklin started the spring tournament thing, the spring tournament
Yeah,
where he had all the teams.
yeah.
That was great. They was out there barbecuing and cooking for them kids, and it was really nice, man. And
He
we
You
did
know
started
all,
who
that
the
with
other
you.
teams that participated? Who else participated in it?
a lot of teams in the city, Bill. We had about
Washington Park, right? At Washington
yeah,
Park.
you know that Bill Washington
Yeah,
Park.
yeah. I've been a
Yeah.
couple of times, and all of the and big teams came out there to
Yeah, big
participate
teams came out there. They was fighting to get in that tournament, man.
because of Franklin. Yeah, that
Oh,
was some
Franklin,
good
right?
stuff.
I'll never forget that. Then Franklin had the parents come out there barbecuing and cooking for the kids, man. It was really nice. We had a
How
big
did y'all
turnout.
do that? I remember one year, what y'all do, like play like 3 innings against each team.
Like
How
a
did y'all do?
jamboree.
Was y'all playing?
Yeah, like that, Bill. Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
y'all was playing like three innings here, 3 innings, three and like that.
Yeah. And then Franklin, he as it got going, he changed the format. We do 5 innings, stuff like that. But it just turned out well, man. And the kids were excited. They were playing.
Yeah.
They was going at it. And I like to thank Franklin for that because it lasted some years too.
Yeah,
You know,
He did it for a long
yeah.
time,
And
as long as he
the
could.
parents got really involved in it.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
it turned out really good. Yeah.
Well, hey man, I appreciate you coming on
Let me
and
make one more
talking.
point.
Go ahead, man. We want you.
I want to tell you, about my brother Spunk. He was the best catcher in the state. Simeon.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
His senior year, nobody tried to run on him. Nobody. I swear to God, they wouldn't even run on him, Bill. And what happened was we were playing, and the scouts was out there looking at him, and he was frustrated. Damn, kid, man, they won't run. I want to throw somebody out. He picked 2 guys off first.
Mm.
It was unbelievable. They wouldn't even run on him.
He had a
And,
hose on him.
now,
He
yeah,
definitely had a hose on him.
he had a hose.
I,
Yeah.
I tell people this, and I mean, I looked at Jeff, I looked at Sean, them they 4-year guys, and I remember Tony Howe. You got guys like all time greats that played at Simeon. And if a person asks me who is the GOAT at Simeon in baseball, I tell them Spunk because no one played in 4 city championships in a row.
I sure did, Morel. I ain't know.
No one made all city in 3 different positions.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that.
None of them. They didn't
Yeah.
do it. And Spunk played with me in my era when everybody had flamethrowers. And we saw all of them. If you didn't throw your best, the game was over in 5 innings. And sometimes they was over in 5 innings anyway. So I put your brother numero uno. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry, Jeff. Spunk the GOAT.
I make this last point that the best hitting team, Bill, the team started playing us. We was hitting the ball so far deep, they was playing us out the park. We didn't have fences. We didn't
What
have
team
fences.
was this?
Simeon's the 83 team, 84 team. The West is Spunk in there. And they was hitting, we was turning base hits into doubles because they was playing so deep. I just had them keep going. Because how deep they were playing. We didn't have fences back then. They were hitting the ball in the streets, West in there, or to the 7-Up company over there in West South. Yeah, I said, man, that was something. Yeah. I just had to
You
make
saw a lot. You saw a lot, buddy.
I did see a lot. Yeah.
You saw a lot. He saw a lot. Bill, you saw a lot too, because all them boys were playing with you. So
Yeah, it was a really good time. The love for baseball, the excitement around baseball, I think was at an all-time high. You had Hall of Fame coaches. You say you had Coach Franklin, Coach Lyons is a finger. There's a lot of media attention to the game. So it's just a really good time, and that's what this show is all about. Kind of reaching back, reflecting on those stories. Before we close out today, I just want to say a few words, sending our prayers out to Coach Reggie Brock.
yeah,
Lost his dad.
condolences, Reggie.
Absolutely. Coach Brock is a really special person to me, really unique. Played for Simeon, coached at Simeon, the athletic director at Simeon, and his son Reggie was an outstanding player at Simeon. So he's really a huge part of the Simeon fabric. Bleeds blue and gold. And at a time like this, we really want to send our prayers and our thoughts out to Coach Brock.
Absolutely.
Bill, I spent some time with your dad, man.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, he wanted me to coach one of Jackie Robinson teams.
Yep,
He
sure
brought it
did.
in. And
Absolutely.
some,
I didn't
like,
know that.
Yes.
yeah, and there's
I
a lot
didn't
of
know
stuff
that.
going on. A lot of people wanted to do it, and I was still playing at the same time. I mean, we had some good conversations, man. We
Yeah.
started talking, eating stuff. Man, I learned a lot from
Hmm.
your dad, man.
Hmm.
He's a good man.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to tell you that, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right.
Well, Kenny, we appreciate you coming on and shedding some light with us. It would have been nice to have you and Reggie at the same time. But like I said, condolences to Reggie, and we'll get with Reggie on a later date. But
Hmm.
people, that will conclude our show. And stay hold on for a minute, Kenny. We're gonna close it out. I'm gonna holler at you. And
Okay.
hopefully we go to the game tomorrow. Are you going to the game with us tomorrow?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. I want to
Hold
go.
on, we
Yeah.
got one more thing. We got to give a congratulations to Robert Fletcher
Hmm.
because they won the championship, Bill.
Going to the national. They're going to
Oh, they
so
won it. They won.
Olive Harvey girls basketball. When
Oh, really?
real quick, yeah, they won the regional tournament and they're going to the national tournament, which I believe is in South Dakota, North Dakota. When Coach Fletcher got there, most of us know him for baseball, of course. He's the athletic director now at Olive Harvey.
Right.
And when he got there, the girls basketball team at Olive Harvey was struggling. So he had a vision of putting the program together. And in a few short years, they went from a struggling program to a national championship contending program. Shout out to those girls. Heavy Simeon influence on that team at Olive Harvey on the court, as well as the coaching staff. So shout out to Coach Fletcher and the girls as they travel to the national championship.
Oh,
And another shout out to Jeff Dillard Jr. His dad went to Lindblom, Bill, with me.
Hmm.
He's a good friend of mine, and congrats to them also.
All
Yeah,
right.
all right.
yeah. So hold on, and we'll be right with you. Thanks a million, y'all, for watching. It was a good show, Bill. Good show. I enjoyed talking with Kenny. It's pretty
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll get back with y'all on another time. That'll conclude our show. Thank you for watching. And remember, if you woke up this morning, you are winning, y'all. You're winning. Keep it going.
Mhm.